Take announcements. In the gallery, honorable colleagues, students of Word of Faith group of schools from Garki, Abuja, Area 1. Could you please rise if you're in the gallery? Round of applause for them. Thank you for coming. Kindly take your seats. Also in the gallery are students of St. Paul's Nursery Primary School, Nyanya, Abuja. Could you please rise? A round of applause for them. Thank you for coming. Kindly take your seats. Communication from the President. Submission of 2019-2021 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. I'm pleased to submit 2019 to 2021 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper MTEF/FSP to the House of Representatives pursuant to provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. The preparation towards submission of the 2019 budget to the National Assembly is progressing well. The MTEF FSP were prepared against the backdrop of a generally uncertain global economic environment, as well as fiscal challenges in the domestic economy, to ensure that planned spending is set at prudent and sustainable levels and is consistent with government's overall developmental objectives and inclusive growth. Hereby forward the 2019-2021 MTEF and FSP to the House of Representatives and trust that it will be expeditiously considered in order to bring the 2019 FGN budget preparation process to timely closure. Please accept, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the assurances of my highest considerations. Yours sincerely, President Muhammadu Buhari. This communication from the President is referred to Committee on Finance, Appropriation, Aids, Loans, Debt Management, Legislative Budget. Proceed to announcements, further announcements. This one is from Honorable Abiodun Awole. Notice of defection from the All Progressive Congress APC to Accord. I write to formally inform the House of my formal defection, from the All Progressives Congress APC to Accord. Decision was arrived at having followed developments the All Progressive Congress, which has brought irreconcilable differences, division, and factions. Scenario I considered not too healthy for our democratic system and unacceptable within the larger community of my constituents. In accordance with relevant provisions of the law, therefore, I hereby request that all necessary documentation and addresses shall be in accordance to this notice forthwith. Please accept the assurances of my highest regards. Honorable Awole Abiodun Dada, announcer. This one is from Honorable Samuel Shogun Williams. Notice of defection. It is with high sense of respect and responsibility that I write to intimate you and the entire House of my defection to another vibrant and viable Nigerian political party, the Labour Party. My decision after due and wide consultation is in heeding the call to service from my constituents who see my presence in APC as long overdue. Let me appreciate APC for offering me a platform to serve, and I remain eternally grateful. Please accept, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, assurances of my highest consideration. Yours faithfully, Honorable Samuel Olishogun Williams. This one is from the Right Honorable Dr. Lawali Hassan Anka Danya, Shigarin Sarkin Zamfaran Anka. Change of political party from APC to PDP. I have the honor and respect to inform the Right Honorable Speaker and my colleagues in this respected chamber that due to an ending crisis affecting the APC in Zamfara State, I, Honorable Lawal Hassan Anka, do hereby change my political party from APC to PDP with immediate effect. The Right Honorable Speaker and my respected colleagues to note, please. Thank you. Honorable Dr. Lawal Hassan Anka. Okay. Last but not the least is from Honorable Adedapo Lam Adeshina. Notice of defection from the All Progressive Congress to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Above subject matter refers. I write to notify your authority and the entire House of my decision to defect from the All Progressive Congress to the African Development Congress, ADC. Decision and defection is necessitated as a result of happenings which led to factionalization of the APC and due consultations with my constituents. Thus, this action of mine is in line with Section 68(1)(g) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. While hoping on your consideration of this letter for information and record purposes, please accept the assurances of my highest regards. Announcer, Honorable Adedapo Lam Adeshina. Further announcements. Notice of the date of a political icon, Chief Anthony Aneni. It is with heavy heart but with gratitude to God for a life well lived that I, on behalf of the Aneni family from Uromi, Eastern Northeast Southeast Federal Constituency of Edo State, notify the Right Honorable Speaker and the House of Representatives on the date of Chief Anthony Aneni, who passed on to glory on the 28th of October 2018 at the age of 85. Late Chief Aneni was a successful businessman and politician who served the country in various capacities, some of which are aid to the Governor General Nnamdi Azikiwe between 1960 to 63, Chairman, National Party of Nigeria in Bendel State, 1981 to 1983, which led to Dr. Samuel Obomedia's emergence as the civilian governor of Bendel Step. He served as the national chairman, Social Democratic Party, SDP, in 1993, which resulted in the late Chief M.K. Abiola's victory in the 1993 elections. Sequel to Nigeria's return to democratic rule in 1999, Anene was one of the pioneer members of the People's Democratic Party, where he served as a deputy campaign coordinator for the Olusegun Obasanjo presidential campaign organization, which led to Olusegun Obasanjo's emergence as Nigeria's president in 1999. Also served as the chairman, board of trustees of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, twice. He was the Minister of Works in 1999, served as a member of the National Constitutional Conference, National Campaign Director, Eradua Presidential Campaign Organization. Before his foray into business and politics, he served in the Nigeria Police Force, where he retired as a Commissioner of Police. Late Chief Anene was an astute statesman, philanthropist, and bridge builder who worked tirelessly in stabilizing the country by resolving crises whenever they arose. This led to his recognition with the award of Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR. In addition, he was a recipient of several chieftaincy titles and honorary doctorate degrees from several universities in Nigeria. The Yasele of Esanland will be solely missed in Esanland, Edo State, and Nigeria as a whole. But we are consoled by the legacies he left behind. Funeral arrangements will be announced as communicated by the family in due course. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Now I've received a request that one or two honorable members may want to pay him tribute. So I first recognize the announcer, who is Honorable Sajos O. Ogun, to move his tribute. Thereafter, Honorable Joseph Dongwele.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues. I'm Sajos Ose Ogun. I represent East and Southeast, East and Northeast, and I'm from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this opportunity to just say one or two things about our departed leader, father, and a very generous man. I know so much has been said about Chief Tony Ahakon Anene. But the part I want to just talk about this morning is the part that I don't think so many people know about. He was an extremely generous person. He's a philanthropist of the highest order. After the coup that sacked the Shagari regime, he had a massive land in Arwe where he was to build a brewery. When he was incarcerated and he came out, he had built a place where the Germans were going to stay. When he came out, all that changed. From imprisonment, all that changed, and he converted that to a hotel that was known as Nova Hotel for a long time. And then gave that massive land where the brewery was supposed to be sited to a Catholic school. It's known today as Nuben Christi. And the record of that school, I think I'm told, in the last 7 years, they've had the best WAEC results in West Africa. Anybody can Google that. And then we brought a bill in this house for the Institute of Construction Technology. When that school was sited in Eastern Northeast, they didn't have any accommodation. He gave them that Nova Hotel. He did not rent it. He just gave to them. That's where that school has the temporary site today. And I'm also aware the geriatric center, I think the place for the old people in University College Ibadan. He built and has given so much money to that establishment. Mr. Speaker, these are just a few I can mention. I don't want to go into the churches. I know he's done. We had a Catholic church in Uromi that was converted to a cathedral. And then now it's been expanded and he's giving so much into that project. Besides this, he's one of the biggest farmers in this country, employing thousands of people. Mr. Speaker, like I said, I don't want to take too much time, but the part people don't seem to know about him is the giving part. You can hardly go to him with a problem and it will not be resolved. Maybe that's why people had this, they call him Mr. Fix-It. He was fixing problem for people. I can't remember the last time I went there with a personal problem and I didn't go away with a solution. This is a man you will call 2 a.m. in the morning. He will pick your call. And if you go to his house by 6 a.m., he's sitting down dressed already. He was mentally alert till he passed. So, Mr. Speaker, so that I can give the opportunity to my colleagues to speak, God, I don't know whether God still creates people like that. And my prayer for him today is that he will rest in the eternal bosom of the Lord. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Joseph John Willie, representing East and West, East and Central, and Igwebe Federal Constituency. I'm from Edo State. My tribute to Chief Tony Anini, our leader, our father, and my mentor, Chief Tony Anini, the politician, is no more. He died peacefully on Sunday, the 28th of October 2018 at the age of 85. He has gone to be with the Lord. In terms of building capacity in politics, no one can be compared or compete with the late ESL of Esaland, Mr. Fix-It, as he was popularly called. He was not only a true Democrat, he was also a firm believer in the unity and progress of Nigeria. A political colossus, a strategist, and a true nationalist, and one of the beneficiaries of his political arrangements. I became local government chairman of East and West in 1999 through his effort. Member National Orthopedic Hospital in Igun, Commissioner in Local Government Service Commission, and Zonal Secretary of our great party PDP in the South-South Zone, and now a member of the National Assembly. This was made possible because he gave me his shoulder to lean on. He has gone to be with the Lord. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Any more tribute? Otherwise, we'll all rise as the custom, tradition of the houses to observe a minute's silence in honor of the departed Chief Anthony Anene. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Last but not the least announcement, this from Christian Legislators Fellowship, and they invite us to her pre-event program of 2018 National Prayer Breakfast holding on Tuesday, 6 November 2018 at the new Senate Building Conference, room 231, second floor by 3 p.m. Prompt. Tag National Workshop on Entrepreneurship as a Tool for Good Governance. Isaiah 33 verse 22. The resource person is Mr. James Abiona of JFK Consultant Limited. Announcer, Honorable T.J. Yusuf, Head of the Secretariat, National Prayer Breakfast. National Prayer Breakfast Press Conference. This to announce that there will be a press conference on the National Prayer Breakfast coming up today at 12 noon at the House of Representatives Press Center. Press conference will officially kickstart activities for the 2018 National Prayer Breakfast taking place on Thursday, 8th November 2018 at the International Conference Center, ICC Abuja by 7 a.m. prompt. Announcer Honorable Golu Timothy Simon, Deputy Chairman, Publicity Subcommittee. Any member who has a petition to present to the House may please rise to do so. Any petition? None. Chairman Rules and Business appears we have more than 2 matters of urgent public importance. So could you please move a motion to suspend the rules to enable us to take 4 matters of urgent public importance? The mic is not working. Whip, could you try your mic if it's working? It appears there's a serious glitch.
Let's say, come and use this.
This one is working.
Are you promoting or demoted?
Java Rus. This one.
Oh, it's working now. Use it.
Thank you. It's working now. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Edward Pojok, to South of East Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House suspend order 8, rule 7 of the rules of the House to allow members move more than 2 matters of urgent public importance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Seconder, Honorable that's not your seat. Okay, Honorable Dende, at least you are properly seated.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Emmanuel Memgao Dende. I represent Kasnara Logo Federal Constituency and from Maine State. I stand to second the motion as moved by the new chairman, Rules and Business, as you said.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Bode, have you been officially moved there so that I know? Is that your official seat now? Oh, okay. Then I'm right. First from Honorable Balarabe Salami.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am Abdullah Balarabe Salami, member representing Wadaba Ilela Federal Constituency from Sokoto State. I rise to move a matter of urgent public importance under as moved by the Chairman Rules and seconded by Honorable under Order 8, Rule 4 and 7. So the matter is, Mr. Speaker, need to repatriate the stranded Nigerians that escaped slavery from Libya in Niger Republic.
Okay, the matter is on the need to repatriate stranded Nigerians that escaped slavery from Libya who are presently in the Niger Republic. Seconded to the motion that the matter be accepted as urgent. Honorable Duku.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Aisha Jibril Duku, Gimbiar Duku, member representing Dufuna for the Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion as urgent, as ably moved by Honorable Dr. Salami. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. I submit. Second limb of the motion that the matter be taken now. Any seconder? Honorable Killer Hassan.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Yuguda Hassan Killer. I represent Baram Federal Constituency. I am from the Gao State. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the matter be taken urgently. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. I submit. Honorable Dr. Balarabe, please move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I said, the motion is on need to repatriate the stranded Nigerians that escaped slavery from Libya in Niger Republic. Note that the ECOWAS Parliament recently sent its delegation on fact-finding mission to ascertain the status of stranded West Africans that escaped persecution and slavery from Libya, currently languishing at the International Organization for Migrant Camp in Agadas, Niger Republic. Further note that there are several youth and women nationals of West African sub-region in Niger Republic and other countries within the sub-region. Discovered that Nigeria is one of the countries with considerable escapees numbered in 22 dumped in the International Organization for Migrant Camp in Niger Republic. Established that many of the Nigerian escaped have devised private means to left for Nigeria, while 22 Nigerians are still hanging in the camp with no certainty of how and when they will be repatriated home. Worried that the condition of the Nigerian escapees is not encouraging, as many have suffered varied injuries from gunshot wounds and varieties of human rights abuses in Libya, and still in helpless situation that requires federal government intervention to be repatriated home, as many other sisters West African escapees were taken care of by their countries. Disturbed that the escapees' condition of living is not encouraging, given their large number, which at any time exhaust the limited facilities available in the humanitarian camp. Further disturbed that the possibility of epidemic outbreak in the camp and the risk of their being stranded and vulnerable even more in event of withdrawing services by the International Organization for Migrants is higher. Regulate that the image of Nigeria, which currently holds the leadership of the ECOWAS, is at stake if urgent action is not taken to repatriate the Nigerian escapee currently languishing in the camp. Resolve to urge the House to direct its committees on foreign affairs and interior to liaise with the federal ministries under their jurisdiction to ensure that urgent repatriation of these 22 Nigerians from the Niger Republic, and direct the committees to liaise with the Medan and any other relevant government agencies to engage them entrepreneurially for better reintegration of to the society. So, Mr. Speaker, I hereby move the matter.
Seconder.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Honourable members, my name is Ahmed Yarima, representing Mr. Odamba, Federal Constituency for Bauchi. I arrange to heavily second the motion forwarded by my colleague. Thank you very much.
This is a straightforward motion, except you want to talk, speak further to it, otherwise I'll put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Second matter of urgent public importance is from Honorable Jeff. Okay, Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Okay, Jeff. I represent the good people of Buru. My dear colleagues, I'm from Plenary State. Mr. Speaker, I, along with my colleague, Honorable Memga Udende, are bringing this matter of urgent public importance as a result of what happened the day we left plenary. We went on short break from plenary. In my constituency, in our constituency, there was a boat mishap that led to the death of over 20 persons. If you recall, my dear colleagues, some time back, I brought a similar motion when over 30 persons died in a similar matter across this bridge, across these rivers, I beg your pardon. So we are bringing a matter of urgent public importance to enable the House to take some far-reaching resolution to put this matter to an end if we can. I therefore ask that we treat this matter as very urgent and we also take it today. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, as well.
Motion that the matter be treated as urgent. Any seconder? Honorable Anayo. Honorable Anayo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. I am Honorable Anayo Ndebe, representing people of Oka North and Oka South Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion movably moved by Chairman FCT. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Second limb of the motion, that the matter be taken now. Any seconder? Honorable Frederick Abedi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Abedi Yejemna Frederick is my name. I represent Sabama Kirimo Federal Constituency. Izonkeme, I am from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second it. Second leg of the motion, I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable KJ, please move the motion.
Thank you once again, Mr. Speaker. I'm okay, Jeff, and I represent the good people of Buruku. My dear colleagues, I'm from Plenary State. This is a motion on the urgent need to end the recurring boat mishap and loss of lives at the Buruku crossing point on River Katsina in Plenary State, brought by myself and Honorable Emmanuel Memga Udende. The House notes the recent unfortunate and painful loss of lives and drowning of over 20 passengers in a boat mishap at the Buruku crossing river point on River Katsina in Plenary State. Deeply saddened that this unfortunate incident occurred on the night of Wednesday, 24th October 2018, when members of the Plenary Motorcycle Association a branch in local government were taking the corpse of a member for burial across the river in Buruku local government area. Again saddened that 17 corpses and 18 motorcycles were recovered by the rescue team of Tombu Maritime Union, operators of the local boats and barges at the crossing point in about 5 days of patrol and diving. Also notes that the incident happened on Uba Market in Logo local government and Uga Market in Buruku local government, all across the river where farm produce is sold to traders from far and wide, and many other unidentified persons are believed to have also drowned. Disturbed that such mishap and boat capsizes have become a regular occurrence at the Buruku crossing point, resulting to frequent loss of lives and property. Aware that Buruku is traditionally a commercial town and a hub of economic activities, a commercial destination and a port along the Katsina River bank. Also aware that the federal government recognized the economic importance and viability of Buruku and classified the Yande Buruku Zakibiam Road as Strong A Federal Road during the First Republic. Recall that on Wednesday, 18 January 2012, the House of Representatives passed a resolution on the urgent need for the construction of the Buruku Bridge and urged the Federal Minister of Works to construct the Buruku Bridge, and also mandated the Committee on Appropriations to ensure that the construction of the Buruku Bridge was captured and funds allocated for its execution in the 2012 budget. Further recall, my dear colleagues, that in 2014, following the unfortunate Buruku boat mishap of 26 December 2013, which claimed over 17 lives, the House again passed a resolution urging the federal government to construct the Buruku Bridge to avert the continuous occurrence of such mishap. Further notes that the Federal Ministry of Works completed engineering designs of the Buruku Bridge in 2009 at a total cost of 19,626,354,609 naira 33 kobo only. Worried that the delay in the award of the contract for the construction of the Buruku Bridge is remotely responsible for the continuous loss of lives and properties in such deadly incidents. Further worried that due to economic realities in the country and inflationary rates at present, the reviewed cost of the Buruku Bridge has gone up to about 40 billion, based on information from the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing on the project. Desirous of the need to end the recurring boat mishap and continuous loss of lives at the Buruku crossing point on River Kasinala in Benue State. The House resolves, my dear colleagues, to commiserate with the government and people of Benue State, the families that lost their loved ones, and observe a minute silence for the victims. To constitute a high-powered delegation of the House to visit the Buruku crossing point along the River Kasinala for an on-the-spot assessment. Urge the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing to review and include the current cost of the Buruku Bridge in the 2019 budget proposal. To mandate the Committee on Appropriation to capture not less than 30% of the total cost of the Buruku Bridge project in 2019 budget to ensure availability of funds for award of contract for the project. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, maybe I should add that a while back, the Honorable Aminu Shehu Shagari told me of a similar boat mishap in his constituency that led to the loss of 3 persons. He asked that in the prayer, I wish to include a minute silence for the repose of the souls of those victims from Yabo local government in Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Asomu.
Any second, Honorable Dende.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Manuel Memga Udende. I represent Kasinara Logo Federal Constituency. I stand to second the motion as moved by my dear colleague. I so second.
This motion bordering on disaster and infrastructure in line with the provision, the rules of the House, I'll put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. We carried a resolution for a minute silence, but there are about 2 other motions here involving loss of life, so we'll take all the motions and take the prayer at once for all the victims of these unfortunate incidences. This one is from Honorable Safana.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Ahmed Ebu Safana. I'm representing Bazalin Abusa Safana Federal Constituency from Katsina State. I'm bringing this matter under matter of high public importance because of what is happening right now in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues, there is an ongoing loss of human lives occasioned by evil and nefarious activities of heavily armed kidnappers and cattle rustlers unleashing mayhem on my people in my constituency, which requires an urgent and immediate intervention of the federal government. Mr. Speaker, my people are presently living in great fear for their lives. I know. To persistently, I therefore passionately plead for the attention of this hallowed chamber to kindly give a listening ear by allowing me to move my motion on the present sad, painful event. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Dambara will second the motion that the matter be accepted as urgent. Honorable Dambara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my noble colleagues. I remain Honorable Dambram Abubakar Nuhu, representing Kano Municipal, the only gentleman from the municipality in the whole of the Green Chambers. Mr. Speaker, my noble colleagues, I second the motion ably moved by my good friend and brother. That is an urgent matter for us to allow it be tabled. I so second. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Chika will second the motion that the matter be taken now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. I'm Abubakar Chika Adamu. I represent Shiroro Rafi, Muya Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, I wish to second that the motion is urgent, and as earlier said, I wish to second that we should suspend our rules to enable us take the motion as being presented by Honorable Savannah. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Savannah, you can now move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues. The motion is on the urgent need for federal government intervention on the ongoing abduction of persons and cattle rustlers by heavily armed kidnappers, resulting to loss of human lives in various communities within Savannah Bakari and Musa Federal Constituency of Katsina State. The House notes with dismay that the ongoing attacks on various communities within Savannah Bakari and Musa Federal Constituency of Katsina State by heavily armed kidnappers and cattle rustlers, resulting to loss of human lives, have become a daily occurrence. Also note that the magnitude of the attack on the members of my constituency has reached an alarming stage, as the perpetrators of the aforesaid criminalities have continuously been killing people in various communities within my constituency, including women and children who put up resistance during their operations. Worried that countless numbers of persons have been killed, well, more than 1,800 victims, including men, women, and children, are now taking refuge at Bakari local government headquarters, having been internally displaced from their homes due to the onslaught by the kidnappers and the cattle rustlers. Also worried that any further delay by the federal government to contain the ongoing atrocities will result in a colossal loss of lives and consequently paralyze the economic and the commercial activities in my constituency. Concerned that despite persistent outcry from the various communities in my constituency, there has not been any significant crackdown by the relevant security agencies to assist the state in fighting the ongoing cruelty, and criminal activities being perpetrated by these kidnappers and Takati wrestlers. Cognizant that the fundamental duty of any government is the protection and preservation of life and property of its citizens by being responsive in curbing this kind of menace and atrocities. Aware that it is the constitutional duty and the responsibility of this hallowed chamber to take action wherever such a level of inhuman and brutal attacks are being inflicted on any community or group of people. Resolved to urge the federal government to direct the security operatives to immediately crack down on the nefarious activities of these rampaging criminal elements taking place in Savannah, Batarina Musa, Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. 2. Also urge the National Emergency Management Agency to urgently provide relief materials and supply the immediate needs of the internally displaced persons in accordance with Section 6J of the NEMA Act. I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Ishaka. It's not working.
Okay, it's okay here now. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. Honorable Ibrahim Ayokoli Isaka is my name. I represent the very good people of Ifo, Iwikuru Federal Constituency. I'm from Ogo State, Mr. Speaker. I rise, Mr. Speaker, to second the motion ably presented and moved by Honorable Safana. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Safana, yes, I can put the question, or do you want to speak to the motion? Okay, it's a straightforward motion involving the loss of lives of members of his constituents. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Goni, better move to your seat. Last but not the least will be a matter of urgent public importance from Honorable Abubakar Hussein Moriki.
Thank you. Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Abubakar Husseini Moriki. I represent the people of Shinkafi and Zurmi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to move this motion, which has to do with a matter of public importance. And I want to crave the indulgence of this House so that I can use Order 8, Rule 4, and by extension, Rule 7, so that I take this matter now and then to suspend all our rules so that I can be allowed to take the matter. It has to do with security situation in Zamfara State, and specifically, there is an urgent call on the federal government to tackle the perennial and incessant banditry attacks, kidnappings for ransom, armed robbery in Shinkafi and Zurmi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, because this matter has to do with killings of innocent people and kidnapping for ransom, armed robbery, I want to be given the opportunity to move this motion now. I so move.
Honorable Kukua.
Speaker, my dear colleagues, Abdullah Usman is my name. I represent Damaturu Kujwa Bulan and Daman, Yobe State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the first leg of the motion raised by Honorable Moriki. As also called.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Second limb of the motion that the matter be taken now. Honorable Namdas.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Abdurazak Namdas. I represent the people of Nanye, Jada, Tongoma, Belwa from Adamawa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion raised by my colleague that the matter, our rules should be put aside and then the matter should be taken now, as I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Moriki can now move the motion.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. Once again, I remain Honorable Abubakar Hussaini Moriki, and I represent the people of Shinkafi and Zurmi Federal Constituency. I am from Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, the motion is an urgent call on the federal government to tackle the perennial and incessant banditry killings, kidnappings for ransom, and armed robbery in Shinkafi and Zurmi Federal Constituency. The House may wish to be informed that in the recent time, security situation in the two local government areas that I represent, Shinkafi and Zurmi, had further worsened. Informed that cases of armed banditry, kidnapping for ransom, and armed robbery were being recorded and on the increase almost on daily basis. Further informed that no fewer than 30 persons were kidnapped in the last 1 month, including 2 minors of 10 and 11 years of age, and the 2 female twins, Hassana and Husseina, of marriage age, recorded in Dauran, Moriki, Binisaba, Kabaka, Norayi, etc. of Zurmi local government area, and Shinkafi, Jangeru, Badarawa, Galadi, Kazira, Baji in Shinkafi local government area, and the several other towns and villages that are too many to mention in the 2 local government areas. Also informed that on Friday, 26th of October 2018, unknown armed bandits invaded the town of Kuribimpori in Zurmi local government area of Zamfara State between the hours of 21 and 23 in the night and killed 6 persons, including a police personnel, burnt down about 17 shops and/or houses, in addition to about 13 motor vehicles of various types, 5 motorbikes, and destroyed several other properties. Acknowledge that the federal government recently took far-reaching decisions by deploying special forces through the presidential intervention, resulting in tremendous decrease in the cases of village and town banditry attacks. However, and regrettably, this tempo was not sustained. Thus, these bandits regrouped and are now in various locations embarking on kidnappings for ransom and armed robbery and the pockets of deadly attacks on villages and towns. Also acknowledge that the Zamfara State government had put substantial efforts in trying to complement the efforts of the federal government through the provision of necessary logistics to the security personnel resident in the state in order to enhance their operations. Indeed, about 15 billion naira was expended between 2011 and 2017 by the state government in the provision of motor vehicles, motorbikes, equipment, financial support, etc. to the security agencies in the state. However, and regrettably, these gestures did not translate into instilling the much desired peace in the state. It is in view of this that the House is invited to, number one, observe a minute silence as a mark of respect and condolence to the families of the victims and indeed to the people and government of Zamfara State. Two, direct the federal government through the Federal Ministry of Defense to provide more troops to the affected local government areas of Zurmi and Shinkafi of Zamfara State, and in particular, deploy more army to Gurubim Ore town in view of the fact that it is a border town with Niger Republic. Three, to summon the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Defense Staff and Director General of Department of State Security to brief the House on ways and measures that can be put in place in order to provide sustainable peace in Zamfara State. Lastly, but not the least, direct the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to, as a matter of urgency, provide relief materials to the affected communities in order to salvage them from the predicament they found themselves. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Seconder to the motion. Any seconder? Honorable Pondi Julius. It's not working.
Oh, you use this one. Okay, use.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, my name is Julius Babudos Pond. I represent the very good people of Butubra Constituency, Mr. Speaker from Delta State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my chairman, Honorable Moriki. I still second, Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Moriki, if you want to speak to the motion, 2 minutes. Or I'll put the question if you don't have much to add to it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me just put some perspective. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, let me first of all thank you for always listening to me in particular and to my colleagues who may have similar problems in their constituencies. I remember I brought on several occasions this type of motions that has to do with invasions of communities, armed robbery, kidnapping for ransom, and several other crimes. And I want to acknowledge the fact that the House listened and the House reasoned with me, and in most of those motions, or all, the House approved all the prayers that I put in the motions. Let me make reference to the motion that has just been moved by my colleague, Honorable Safana. Honorable Safana, his constituency, one of the local governments is Basari, which is also a border to my own constituency, Zurmi. He reported about the same incidences of kidnappings, armed banditry, and the rest of them. So, Mr. Speaker, in the recent time, these cases have been on the increase. And if care is not taken, this enclave of that part of Zamfara State will be very vulnerable and will be subjected to a series of criminal activities within and around the area. So the prayers we put in this motion, having addressed most of the issues we raised in the previous motions, which has to do with deployment of troops, special forces, interventions, and the rest of them, we would want to crave the indulgence of this House to now summon the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, as well as the Director General of Department of State Security, and also the Inspector General of Police to come and address and brief the House on ways and measures that we can put in place in order to have a sustainable peace in Zamfara State. And indeed, in other states that Zamfara State is bordering, like Sokoto and Katsina State, and indeed even in Niger State. So, Mr. Speaker, this is the particular prayer which I want to make reference, and I want to emphasize that the House should graciously approve that we summon these people to come, and the House will engage them so that we assess what they have been doing, and then let them tell us also what do they have in place so that we can be able to have a permanent and sustainable peace in Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Thank you very much.
Chika, Honorable Chief. Yes.
Oh, you can use? You know?
Clerk, it appears these mics are malfunctioning. Okay, they're working on the mic, so use the ones that are working, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. I'm Abubakar Chika Adamu. I represent Shirora Female Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, the cardinal principle of every government in the world is to protect lives and security. Mr. Speaker, absence of security brings on the development and wreck every economy everywhere in the world. Mr. Speaker, this motion, as ably presented by Honorable Moliki, does not only include Zurumi and Shinkabi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, as I'm speaking to you today, Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto is in the hand of all these bandits. Mr. Speaker, I was supposed to go to Sokoto on Saturday to attend the wedding of the daughter of my best friend. But Mr. Speaker, he called me to tell me he has forgiven me, I shouldn't go. He said the road is not secured for people to travel. He told me it has reached an alarming stage around Zamfara and Sokoto where even the Almajiris are kidnapped, and ransom is requested of about 10,000 naira. Mr. Speaker, it has gone so bad in this country, particularly in the north. Mr. Speaker, initially, I was talking about Binnengwari to my area, Kagara, where I came from. But Mr. Speaker, this thing has escalated, that the whole north is becoming under siege by these kidnappers. Mr. Speaker, it started from cattle rustling. They will rustle cattle, go and sell. But at a point in time, these cattle rustlers realized that the cattle are not as expensive as human beings. And they decided to shift ground, and they started kidnapping human beings. These human beings that are kidnapped, Mr. Speaker, irrespective of status. When kidnapping started in the southern part of Nigeria, we saw only those who have status that are being kidnapped. But today in the north, people in commercial vehicles will be stopped and they will be kidnapped irrespective of their background, and ransom will be requested. This is to tell you how bad that this thing is going on in the north. Mr. Speaker, let me be very frank to everybody who cares to listen. If these kidnappings continue, I swear by Allah, quite a number of places in the north, you cannot conduct election. Because nobody, I repeat, no right-thinking human being will allow his son either as a copper or as whatever to go into those areas for the purpose of conducting election. Mr. Speaker, I think the government needs to do the needful. Mr. Speaker, it's so bad, it's so terrible, it's so alarming that we cannot move within this jurisdiction in the north freely. You cannot move from Kaduna to Katsina, or from Katsina to Zamfara, or from Zamfara to Sokoto, or from Sokoto to Kebbi freely today. Mr. Speaker, I knew I had been suffering that within my own constituency, particularly Rafi, Shiroro, and Muya. This kidnapping every day, Mr. Speaker. 1 or 2 will be phoned by our people that so-so person is kidnapped. They are requesting for ransom from 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, up to millions of naira. Mr. Speaker, the government must do the needful. The government must do the needful. The government must do the needful. Our people are tired. Our people are tired, Mr. Speaker. Our people are tired. Unless if the government wants our people to revolt. Our people can no longer take this, Mr. Speaker. Something has to be done. Something has to be done, Mr. Speaker. With that, Mr. Speaker, I urge that the president, the security agencies are hearing. We are tired. Our people are tired, Mr. Speaker. We can't take this any longer. Mr. Speaker, please, Mr. Speaker, I beg, Mr. President, I beg the security agencies to do something. Our economy is dying in the north. Our economy is dying in the north. Our economy is dying in the north, Mr. Speaker. We can't take it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues.
Honorable Berde. Things are not working. It's not working. Can you check any of those ones?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Yakubu Umar Berde and I represent Chikun Kajuru Federal Constituency. I'm from Kaduna State. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for allowing me to contribute to this very important motion. And I want to say I'm very sad. Sad in the sense that, Mr. Speaker, this house, this very house, this 8th Assembly has spoken severally about the insecurity we are facing in this country. I'm happy none of us here has ever tore party lines or ethnic line or any regional line in our debates. But Mr. Speaker, it's very unfortunate. I've ever said it here that there is a failure of leadership and it has to be accepted by all of us. Mr. Speaker, just last week I moved a motion here which I did mention that a paramount first class ruler was adopted. As I speak to you last Friday, this paramount ruler, the Agbo Madara, was killed. His corpse was deposited along Abuja-Kaduna Expressway. Specifically, his corpse was dropped in Kateri village. And this is not the first time. Several times people have been kidnapped along this Abuja-Kaduna road. People are killed. Their doctors demanded for ransom. I'm reliably informed that they were paid. Despite that, they killed the paramount ruler. Mr. Speaker, just as said by my colleague from Kano, the question I always want to ask, if we, that God has bestowed this leadership on us, have lacked or have run out of ideas, we should be humble. Humble enough to say we are overwhelmed by this problem, so that we look for assistance. We can call the international communities, because what is happening today, especially in the north central and the northern part of Nigeria, anybody who thinks it is a problem of the north is just deceiving himself. Because number one, the economy of the north is almost down today, because nobody in his right thinking senses, even if he's a Nigerian, will go to the north to invest. And if we are not getting investment in the north, it means that abject poverty will be what will happen to people in the north. And I don't think if anybody in the southern part will think if there is abject poverty in the north, he is safe. He is not safe. Because definitely people, when they are pushed to the wall, they will migrate. And they will migrate whether you like it or not. They will move to where they know they will get employment, where they will get food to eat, where they will get shelter. I keep asking this question. Severally, we have invited the security chiefs, the armed forces, the police, and security defense corps. We invited them here. I did remember, I mentioned, I said, what is the cost of a drone? I'm not a security expert, but we know today all over the world, technology is what you use best to fight most of these insurgents. What is the cost of a drone that we cannot have a place where we send out drones and monitor what is happening in our forests? If you have a drone and you have it monitor a forest around Kaduna Abuja Expressway, all you need to do is that you have a situation room where if anybody is kidnapped from the air, you can monitor where they are taking this person to. And all you need to do is to take a helicopter and drop troops to where you know that this person that is kidnapped, these people, their doctors are taking him to. Why is it not happening? Why is it not happening? Who are we deceiving? It is very painful because I know we have the technology, except if some people are benefiting from this insurgency and kidnap, which means they are moves either in the military or even in the political sphere. And anybody that is doing this, it may happen to one person today, but definitely either one of your child or your family or your relation, it will definitely happen to them. Because I am well aware that a drone does not even cost, there are different types of drone. It doesn't even cost up to 5 million naira. Why can't we use it? Why are we not using it? And here I remember the chief of air staff did launch a drone and he said it was manufactured by the Nigerian Air Force. Can't the federal government release money so that they can produce this thing in mass, so that they can monitor our forests and know where these people are hiding? If it is, how much is the cost of helicopter? If there is a case of kidnap along Abuja Kaduna Road, if there is a helicopter standby in Abuja, it will take you just 30 minutes to go around and hover around that forest and see where these people are taking, their doctors are taking those people kidnapped to. Why is it not happening? Mr. Speaker, we must tell Nigerians the truth. If we are not ready, if this government is not ready to secure the lives of people, honestly speaking, it will be sad. It will be sad because you cannot be a president and every day people are being kidnapped, people are being killed. I'm very sure Mr. President is not happy. And if he's not happy, then he must be proactive. He must point out those people in his government who are not helping him. Because definitely there are people that are not helping him. And he must be decisive in taking decisions against them. Mr. Speaker, our conscience should be our guide, and conscience should be what should guide us in the future. If today we are here, we are seated here, and we are not concerned, and we cannot take the appropriate step, especially on Mr. President, because the box stopped on his table. He must take decisions and discipline whoever, no matter the rank the person is holding in the military. We must discipline them if they are not performing their function. And if it is for money, Mr. Speaker, I am very sure I have been a member of this parliament. I have not seen where in our budgeting that we have reduced the budget of our military. Rather, we are always supporting them in terms of appropriation. Why is the money not being released to them? Why? Why is the money not released to the military so that they can buy modern equipment and secure us so that we can do business in a free environment? Like said, election is approaching. Mr. Speaker, I'm very sure there are places today there will not be election. Is that what we want? If there is no election, where is the democracy? If people are afraid to come out to vote because of being kidnapped, or some miscreant will come and shoot them, where is the democracy? Mr. Speaker, our conscience should be our guide, and I pray that God will help us, as we always pray, to take decisions that will help this country. Thank you.
Honorable Munir. Is the mic working? If it's not, then you have to come to where but they just finished his submission.
My name is Munir Babadana Gundi. I represent Kumboda Federal Constituency of Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I want to disagree with my colleagues who have just spoken now. This issue of insecurity, when the National Assembly appropriate money to the agency, the question I want to ask, have we done our part to make sure that the oversight that we are supposed to carry on this agency, ask questions? Have we done that? Have the committees who are saddled with the responsibility of security have the capacity to ask questions professionally so that we can know from where we are coming and then where we are going? So we cannot just sit down here and just be screaming. Things are happening. The legislature as an arm of government, we are supposed to check what the executives are doing. So we must wake up to our responsibilities and make sure that these security agencies are brought to these committees. We ask questions as to what is happening. If there are things we can sanction them, we just have to do it. But we cannot sit here and keep on complaining when we have not done our part. So my suggestion, Mr. Speaker, is just to make sure that all the relevant committees that are in charge of the security apparatus of this country should be called upon by the leadership, both the Senate and the House of Reps. You should put them to task. What have they done? They should give you a report on what is happening. What questions did they ask to find solutions to the problems we have been going through in all parts of the country? So when we do that as a legislature, then we can point accusing fingers on the part of the executive. Unless we have done that, I don't see us going anywhere, Mr. Speaker. We are supposed to check what the executives are doing. And it is not the president that will do the work. We are the ones to do the work and oversight these agencies. So I think this is what we should do. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Marakpo.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable members, my name is Onyemechi Marakpo. I represent Aniocha Oshimiri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I think there is a very important aspect in this challenge of security that we're not looking at, and that is the challenge and the issue of the personnel. Yes, we talk about equipment. Yes, we talk about enough money being appropriated. But Mr. Speaker, have we bothered? Have we taken a look at those that are supposed to operate this equipment? Recently, we heard about the army personnel and the checkpoints, those posted to different zones to take care of security. And we heard things of several months of their allowances not being paid to them. We watch American films, we take tales from outside the country, and we look at gallant men. So, the Americans are ready to die for their country. They are ready to die for their country because their wives and children will be taken care of. A policeman is killed at the checkpoint. Before the death is announced, the wife and children, they are thrown out to the street from the barracks. Nothing is ever mentioned about that man. The pension, whatever is due to the police officer, the wife and the family might pursue that money for the rest of their lives. Men are posted to pursue security, to pursue criminals. They are posted to pursue criminals probably with their bare hands. Where is the commitment going to come from? When we were growing up in this same Nigeria, we used to know about security agents that go from place to place to pick information about criminals. Today, you don't have such persons any longer. Is either the vehicles with which to do that is not there? Is either when they go, the allowances are not paid? Like the last speaker said, maybe we should also start by asking questions. The money that is appropriated, how is it used? When you buy a helicopter, who is going to fly the helicopter? The young officer flying the helicopter. When the helicopter crashes or is shot down, what is the benefit? The wife and the children, the family, the immediate family, the extended family, is there anything that they are going to fall back to? When the policeman at the checkpoint, when they see armed robbers coming, they take cover. We laugh. Oh, policemen, when they hear gunshots, they take cover. We should begin to ask ourselves, why would they not take cover? When he dies at that point, what has he died for? A nation that will throw the children to the streets? A nation that will not even remember his name? A nation that will not bother to even bother about what he represented. I think, Mr. Speaker, we should take this whole thing holistically. When the people revolt, young officers revolt from the military, we hear, oh, they are going to be punished. Why should they revolt? Meanwhile, those who stay in the air-conditioned offices sign off money. They don't get to the war zone. Those that are supposed to be at the war zone, they are not taken care of. I think we should stop deceiving ourselves. And maybe, as a house, I don't know whether it's a crime to listen to young officers. I don't know that. I don't know what guides our rules. Whether we can just limit ourselves to listening to the people in charge. Only those who sign up the money. Is it an abomination? Is it against the rule? Is it unconstitutional for a house to also invite young officers, maybe the committee or defense, to know what the problem is? Because we can't be hearing from the man that has 20 officers salute him, escort him into his air-conditioned car, escort him into his air-conditioned house. He doesn't know how many soldiers die every day. He doesn't know how many police people die every day. We come here and they tell us stories, tell us figures. We talk about appropriating money, but the persons who are supposed to be in charge were not budging, even as a house, as to what is happening to them. So, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable members, I think we should move a step further. Either we ask the men, the officers in charge, what is happening to those that are carrying out these duties? Why are they not happy? Why is it that they know where the criminals are and nobody is pursuing the criminals? If we start by that, we will get better results. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Sani Zoro will be the last contributor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues. I remain Sani Zoro. I represent Gumel, Gagarawa, State and Kalkar, and Megatari local government. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for using the opportunity for me to basically highlight what I have just recorded in the northeastern part of the country in order to reinforce the picture that has been painted by my previous colleague, by my colleagues who have just spoken. Now we just returned from a tour, an oversight function from Borno and Yobe states. And I can say the description of northern part of Nigeria that is under siege by Honorable Chika, believe me, is an understatement. The northern part of the country is failing. Actually, it has failed in so much part of it. And my fear is that this great situation will have a contagion effect on other parts of the country. There is no doubt about this. Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, on Thursday, when we went to Maiduguri, excuse me, I have a cracked voice. On Thursday, upon arrival in Maiduguri, Boko Haram insurgents launched an attack on an IDP camp called Dalori 2, which is just opposite the University of Maiduguri. They burnt down a substantial part of that IDP camp, killed 8 people, and abducted women and ran into the bush unchallenged. We went to Bama. Bama, the second most important town in Borno State, which is also the exit point to 3 other countries, Chad, Niger, and neighboring Cameroon. There are no 200 persons in Bama today. The talk of safety being restored, the talk of normalcy and stabilization being restored in part of those is a farce, it's a ruse. It's not correct, it's a lie. Now, before you will be escorted to any parts in those parts I'm talking about, you need almost a platoon of soldiers. And even the soldiers themselves, in spite of all the encouragement we give them, the fact of the matter is that they are not confident. On Saturday, we traveled to Geshua in Yobe State. On our way back, we were at Damaturu at exactly 7 o'clock. We could not move to Maiduguri, which was just a distance of 1 hour. 1 hour we would have been in Maiduguri. But by 6 o'clock, up to now, there is no movement from Yobe into Maiduguri at Benishek. In fact, I wonder that my colleagues are not they are not painting this picture of the flow of this parliament. So we had to stay back in Maiduguri, to sleep over in Maiduguri with the only clothes we had, no towels, no brushes, until the following day when we were allowed by the security agencies, including our escorts. The Honorable Speaker, my colleagues, part of our assignment would have been to travel to Chibok. Chibok is a no-go area. Only 3 days earlier, they attacked a village. They raided a village next to where the Chief of Army Staff comes from, killed people, and ran back to the village unchallenged. The fact of the matter is that these insurgents are also in control of certain territories, like Abadan local government, Ngala local government, Kalebalke local government. All these are being administered by the insurgents. They collect taxes from farmers. When they go to relatively safe areas, they hit the health centers and cut medicines, especially malarial drugs, anti-malarial drugs, which they go and administer to the people. And the citizens of Nigeria have no option but to be loyal to the insurgents. So what we are having in reality, in actuality, is that you have the picture of the Democratic Republic of Congo in Nigeria, where Nigeria has lost territory. All this talk about no insurgents are having on a Nigerian territory is a farce. And I'm wondering why our elite is not actually painting the correct picture. So in view of this, I totally agree with my honorable colleague who spoke last, that the time has come for us to take our advocacy and campaign to the next level, which I would want to call legislative activism. The NLC has just called up its strike yesterday. I'm surprised that members probably, did not see the reason why we should have actually talked about this strike. Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, in view of the fact that we have talked endlessly about this crisis, in view of the fact that we have asked security agencies and all those who matter to come and brief us, in view also of the very fact that we have continued to support the campaign against generalized violence in this country through appropriation, and nothing has been happening. Honorable Speaker, I think the next rational and reasonable course of action is to shut down this parliament for a day in protest about the non-action, the indifference, as well as the careless attitude of those who are the guardians of tranquility and law and order. Since they are not interested in doing the correct thing, we as representatives of the people have no option but to show our anger and to assure those we represent here on the floor that we are indeed committed to doing everything humanly possible and within the legislative agenda to show our anger, to show our sympathy over this pathetic situation, unacceptable situation where 3/4 of the country, which the North represents in terms of geography, is failing, if it has not failed in so many directions. Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, thank you very much.
Honorable Abdul Samad, your amendment.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, Abdul Samad, I represent Kebe Tambuwal Federal Constituency. Honorable Speaker, my amendment is to delete prayer 3 and replace with to urge the relevant security committees, which is the Army, Navy, Air Force, Police and National Security, to investigate and report back to the House within 2 weeks. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Seconder, Honorable Goni Bukar. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Those in favor of the motion as amended say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. Now, in some of the motions that we adopted, there was a call to observe a minute's silence in honor of those who lost their lives in those unfortunate incidences. So I would now call on the House to please rise for a minute's silence. May the gentle souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. Honorable members, the first business of the day is presentation of 6 bills. I now call on the clerk to read their short titles.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja Area Courts Bill 2018, first reading. Trafficking in Persons Prohibition, Enforcement and Administration Act Amendment Bill 2018, first reading. Federal Polytechnic Dogandaji Establishment Bill 2018, first reading. Federal University of Land Resources Technology Kuru Establishment Bill 2018, first reading. Federal University of Land Resources Technology Oforola Establishment Bill 2018, first reading. Nigeria Postal Service Bill 2018, first reading.
First order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the Nigeria Arabic Language Village as an inter-university center for Arabic language studies and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted from the Senate, seeking concurrence of the House, read the first time on Tuesday, 5th June 2018. And I invite the leader to move that the bill be now read second time.
Mr. Speaker, special colleagues, I wish to seek the lead of the House to step down the second reading of the bill because of some technicalities yet to be completed, sir. The Speaker, sir.
Mr. Speaker, lead of the House to
step down.
Okay. Step down by leave of the House. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the Nigeria French Language Village as an inter-university center for French language studies and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall the bill was transmitted from the Senate seeking concurrence of the House, read the first time on Tuesday, 5th June 2018. Now I invite the leader to move that the bill be now read second time.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, stand to beg the House to, by its leave, to step down the second reading of the bill, sir. As so moved.
The second order on the order paper step down by leave of the House. Third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of bill for an act to establish a Federal University of Agriculture in Benebe, Anambra State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Anayo Nebe. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time, Tuesday, 5th June 2018. I now invite Honorable Nebe to move that the bill be now read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. I am Honorable Anayo Nebe. I represent the people of Oka North and Oka South Federal Constituency. I am from Anambra State. Block title, a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture in Benebe, Anambra State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, my crave your indulgence to introduce this bill, Federal University of Agriculture in Benebe. I'm going. Anambra State Established Bill 2018. This bill, to all intent and purposes, seeks to establish the Federal University of Agriculture in Benebe to allow for proper management and administration of institution. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I most humbly move that this bill be read the second time. Thank you. Stages.
Honorable Benjamin Wayo.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Benjamin Yorembe Wayo. I represent the group people of Kwande Oshombo Federal Constituency. I am from Benue State, the food basket of the nation. I stand to second that the motion, the bill, be read a second time.
Honorable Nebe, please lead the debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my claim your indulgence to introduce this bill, Federal University of Agriculture, Anambra State, the Established Bill 2018. This bill, to all intents and purposes, seeks to establish the Federal University of Agriculture in Ebenebe to allow for proper management and administration of the institution. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, permit me to state, with all sense of modesty, that the university this bill seeks to establish is a specialized institution intended to provide academic, theoretical, and practical knowledge on agricultural development in Nigeria. It may please you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, to know that at the moment, the country, with an active youth population that is more than half of the country's demography, has only 3 universities of agriculture, namely Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in Ogun State, Michael Okpara University of Agriculture in Ubunike, Abia State, as well as Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi in Benue State. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, recognizing the fact that one of the factors responsible for rapid growth and development of most advanced nations of this world is agriculture, and considering the country's rich endowment, we cannot have enough of these specialized universities. It is also hope, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, that when established, the university will improve on existing technological researches with a view to developing fresh ideas that will blend our local needs with global acclaimed research findings. Summary of the bill. The bill comes in 5 parts, which are as follows. 1. Part 1. Establishment, constitution, and functions of the Federal University of Agriculture, Ebenebe, Anambra State. Part 2. Transfer of property. Part 3. Statutes of the university. Part 4. Supervision and discipline. Part 5. Miscellaneous and general provisions. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, there can be no better time to establish this university than now. More so than the growing demands for innovative technology requires that more research-based innovations are encouraged, supported, and strengthened as we strive towards becoming one of the 20 world economies in year 2030. It is in recognition of the imperative of investing in research-based initiatives that I solicit the support of Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues for this bill to scale the scrutiny of second reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues. Thank you.
Honorable Sani Zoro.
Thank you very much once more, Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues. I remain Sani Zoro. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Gumel Gagarawa State Tankarkar and the Megatari Federal Constituency. Honorable Speaker, I am up on my feet to support this bill because establishing a Federal University of Agriculture in Ebenebe, as disclosed by our colleague, is going to be a very significant advancement of not only the people of Anambra State, but even the catchment area around that zone. Secondly, the policies of the federal government of Nigeria have been to, move away from being a mono economy and to diversify the economy, especially by focusing on the potentials of our agriculture. So if there is a university in that part of the country that will harness the potentials of the value chain in the agricultural sector, that is a motion, that is a bill that we need to encourage. And it is in this particular direction that I am on my feet in support of this bill. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my colleagues.
any more contributor to the debates? I'll put the question. Question is the bill we now read the second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture, Ebenebe, Anambra State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to Committee on Tertiary Education Services. Fourth order of the day, honorable colleagues, a motion on rescission of resolution 48, HR 48-10-2018 that led to the constitution of an ad hoc committee to investigate the circumstances leading to the invasion of Kofa Rua and Singa markets by the Nigeria Customs Service in Kano, pursuant to Order 9, Rule 16 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, standing in the name of Honorable Edward Yang Pojok. Honorable Pojok is now invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Edward Pojok. I represent the South East of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I want to move for the motion for the rescission of the House Resolution 48/10/2018 that led to the constitution of an ad hoc committee to investigate the circumstances leading to the invasion of Koparua and Singa markets in Nigeria by men of the Nigerian Customs Service. Mr. Speaker, I seek to move the motion.
Seconder. Seconder. Honorable Sajos, will you second the motion, please?
Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues, I'm Sajos Ose Ogun. I also second the motion ably moved by Honorable Pajok. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Fifth order of the day is motion on rescission of clauses 38M and 45(1) and 2 of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Bill 2018, pursuant to Order 9, Rule 16 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, standing in the name of Honorable Edward Yang Pajok. Honorable Pajok is now invited to move the motion. These mics are no.
Come back to your former seat. He's walking here.
Back. Come back. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Edward Pojok. The House notes that the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Bill 2018 was passed by both the House and the Senate with differences. Aware that the two houses had constituted conference committees which harmonized the differences in the bill. Again aware that the report of the conference committee was adopted in the two houses and subsequently forwarded to the clerk to the National Assembly for further legislative action. Also aware that in order to ensure that the bill was passed in consonance with the provisions of Section 58, subsection 3 of the Constitution as amended, the clerk to the National Assembly forwarded it to the Directorate of Legal Services of the National Assembly, informed that the Directorate of Legal Services of the National Assembly raised observations on clauses 38M and 45, subsections 1 and 2 of the bill as passed, and therefore requires the clauses to be worked before passing same. The House resolves to commit clauses 38M and 45 sub 1 and 2 of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Bill 2018 to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration and passage. I so move.
Honorable Pondi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is I represent.
Speak to your mic.
Yeah, I'm doing that, sir. I represent the very good people of Federal Constitution, Mr. Speaker. It's not coming from Delta State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Pajok as a second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. I have a supplement to the order paper. Next order of the day is a motion on rescission of approval of the Environment Supplementary Budget for Independent National Electoral Commission and Security Agencies for the conduct of the 2019 general elections, standing in the name of Honorable Mustafa Baladawaki. Honorable Dawaki is now invited to move the motion. In his absence, Honorable Chris Azubago will move the motion.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker, my respected colleagues. My name is Honorable Chris Emeka Azubog, representing the Nnewi North, Nnewi South, and the Federal Constitution from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion on the rescission of the approval of the environments to supplementary budget for Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the conduct of the 2019 general elections. The House recalls the approval of the environment supplementary budget for INEC and security agencies for the conduct of the 2019 general elections in the sum of 242,245,050,100 naira only, which is to be funded from the service-wide vote on the 16th October 2018. Aware that given some imminent issues of national importance, the environment supplementary request cannot be implemented as earlier approved. The House resolved to resign the approval as contained in the votes and procedures of 17th October 2018 and recommit same to the Committee of Supply for consideration. I so move.
Honorable Hassan Mwazu.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Ismail Mwazu Hassan, representing Akko Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to move, to second the motion moved by my colleague, Associate.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. No, we have 2 reports to take and then we will leave. It's too early, yes. We can manage. Next order of the day is consideration of environment supplementary budget for Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the conduct of the 2019 general elections. I now invite Honorable Mustafa Baladawaki to move for his consideration. Honorable Chris, you can do that in his absence.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Oh, Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do consider and approve the environment through supplementary budget for Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the conduct of 2019 general election. And to approve the sum of 242,245,050,100 naira only as contained in the table below. INEC 45 billion 500 million with payment of 189 billion 7,272,393 naira for us to approve 234 billion 507 million 272,393. Office of National Security Advisor of earlier appropriation of 37 billion 467 million 339,426 naira with a payment of 9 billion 481 million 500,000. To now have an appropriation of 46 billion 948 million 839,426 naira. Department of State Security had earlier appropriation of 40 billion 578 million 570,113 naira with a payment of 10 billion 213 million 282,455 naira. We now have an appropriation of 50 billion 791 million 852,568 naira. National Security and Civil Defense Corps had an earlier appropriation of 79 billion 260 million 507,756 naira with a payment of 3 billion 576 million 534,500 naira. We now have an appropriation of 82 billion 834 million 42,256 naira. Nigerian Police Force an early appropriation of 324 billion 220 million 893,212 naira with a payment of 27 billion 341 million 317,433 naira. Do now have a present appropriation of 351 billion 562
Honorable
million.
Chris, you are supposed to move for the consideration of the report, not to present the report. We are not considering the report, it's just to move for consideration, then we'll resolve into Committee of Supply before you give us the synopsis of the report, and then if we decide to carry it, then so be it. So you're just supposed to move now at this level, just move for the consideration of the report.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration of the above report.
Honorable TJ Yusuf.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm TJ Yusuf. I represent Kababulu, Jumu Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my dear friend of Chris Azubomu of consider the report on the INEC project. Thank you, Sir.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Now invite the leader to move the House to resolve into Committee of Supply. Consider the report.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I do move that the House will resolve the Committee of Supply to consider the report of INEC finding. I so move.
Chairman, Rules and Business.
Mr. Speaker, I do second the motion that the House resolve the Committee of Supply.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. House hereby resolved into Committee of Supply in order to consider the report.
Who has?
Honorable colleagues, when a committee of supply to consider approval of environment supplementary budget for independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the conduct of the 2019 general elections, I will now invite Honorable Chris Azubogo, Deputy Chair, Committee on Appropriations, to brief us or to give us a synopsis of the report, and thereafter we will, in line with our traditions, consider the report item by item. So, Honorable Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Honorable Chris Azubogo. Mr. Chair, my respected colleagues, I rise to bring to this Honorable House the report for consideration in the Committee of Supply for the funding of for the environment and supplementary budget for independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the conduct of 2019 general elections. In the Joint Committee of both houses, they approved sum of 245,245,050,100 naira only, as was approved as contained in the table below. INEC earlier appropriation was 45,500,000,000 naira, with present environment of 189,772,393 naira, will now bring a total appropriation of 234,507,272,393 naira. Office of National Security Advisor, with an earlier appropriation of Mr. Chair, the details are contained in the list. And also on number 2, as contained in list, we also present for approval of the Committee of Supply the approved source of funding from ministries and departments of agencies and service-wide food as contained in the table below, headed source of funding. So these are the issues that we have to present to the Committee of Supply. From the 30 MDAs presented, with consideration of total reduction of 20.9%, we got a subtotal of 121,122,555,050 naira. And from service-wide food through the special intervention, where we had 500 million, we also considered the reduction of 122,122,525,050 naira to give us a total sum of environmental supplementary approval of 242,245,050,100 naira only. I still submit.
Honorable colleagues, I hope we heard him very well. Now, there are two issues so that we don't misunderstand the presentation before us. First is that we have a document which is before the appropriation committee that contain lists of projects submitted by the executive from where we can source funding from. We can source funds from to fund the 2019 elections. And instead of taking out some of the projects completely from the budget, the joint decision of the appropriation committees of the House and the Senate is that we apply a cut of 20.9% across board on all those projects submitted by the executive in these 30 MDAs. Now, having done that, they arrive at the sum of 121,122,525,050 naira only. So that amounted to 50% of what was being sought for. And then they decided to source for the balance of the service-wide vote special intervention program, which is 500 billion. So they took 121,122,525,050 naira only from there. That gave them the total amount that is required to fund the 2019 elections, including the security agencies. So in the first column, first page, you see the amount going to INEC, ONSA, DSS, the civil defense, and the police. They are all as listed in the first item. We don't have to bother ourselves with that one. So immigration and everything is there. So the request that concern us is to approve the source of fund from ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, and the service-wide votes as contained in the table below. So we'll consider it one after the other, the seriatim, as they say. So from Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the environment is 11 billion. That's 20.9% of what they propose we should cut. It's 11,057,594,240 naira carried. Ministry of Budget and National Planning is 8,845,154,871 naira carried. Ministry of Communication Technology is 828,501,025 naira only carried. Ministry of Defense is 2,636,334,357 naira only carried. Federal Ministry of Education is 10,238,444,433 naira only carried. Federal Ministry of Environment, 2,006,248,705 naira carried. Federal Capital Territory Administration is 1,508,780,026 naira only carried. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 1,737,637,743 naira only carried. Federal Ministry of Health, 8,059,195,896 naira only carried. Independent Corrupt Practices and Related Offences Commission, 157,080,000 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, 1,804,753,364 naira only carried. Ministry of Interior, 1,676,128,108 naira carried. National Human Rights Commission, 170,430,753 naira only carried. Federal Ministry of Justice, 557,939,433 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, 2,727,731,478 naira only carried. Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, 461,396,320 naira only carried. Federal Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, 1,199,4 44,000 naira carried. Office of the National Security Advisor, 1,120,504,000 naira carried. Office of the Head of Service, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, 38,746,400 naira only carried. Office of the Secretary of Government of the Federation, 6,734,088,743 naira only carried. Ministry of Petroleum Resources, 20 million. Because I had petroleum, so I thought 20 million is too small. 20,900,000. But Honorable Chris, could that be right? Is that okay? 20,944,000 carried. Federal Ministry of Power Works and Housing, 25,527,821,945 naira carried. Presidency, 1,247,843,520 naira carried. Public Complaints Commission, 48,171,200 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, 7,466,143,244 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, 7,582,899 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Transportation, 2,283,021,664 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Water Resources, 12,954,799,500 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, 319,699,353 naira carried. Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, 522,763,832 naira carried. Subtotal 121,122,525,050 naira carried. Service-wide vote Special Intervention Program environment, 121,122,525,050 naira carried. Total environment supplementary approval, 245,245,050,100 naira only carried. So from what we have done now, the total saving is, that's the total environment that I read, which is now appropriated on page 1 that I referred you to earlier on as follows. 2018 appropriation for INEC was 45,500,000,000 naira only. 2018 environment, that's what has been given to INEC in addition to what was approved for them in 2018 is 189,772,393 naira. So the revised total 2018 appropriation for INEC is 234,507,272,393 naira carried. Office of the National Security Advisor, 2018 appropriation was 37,467,339,426. 2018 environment is 9,481,500,000 naira only. So the revised total 2018 appropriation for ONSA, Office of the National Security Advisor, is 46,948,839,428 naira carried. 426 naira. DSS 2018 appropriation was 40,570,113 naira. 2018 environment is 10,213,282,455 naira. Their total revised 2018 appropriation for DSS is 50,791,852,568 naira. Carried. NSCDC, Civil Defense. Total 2018 appropriation was 79,260,507,756 naira. Environment, what we're giving them today is 3,573,538,500 naira only, bringing their total appropriation of 2018 to 82,834,042,256 million naira only. Carried. 82,834,042,256 naira only. Nigeria Police Force. Total budget was 324,220,893,212 naira only. Environment, what they have been given today is 27,341,317,433 naira only, bringing their total 2018 appropriation, including funding for the election, to 351,562,210,645 naira only. Carried. NIS, Nigeria Immigration Service. Total appropriation was 61,956,859,648 naira only. Environment, additional 2,628,143,320 naira only is being given as environment, bringing their total 2018 revised appropriation to 64,615,2,968 naira only. Carried. So the total appropriation for these agencies, including this environment that is being money that is being provided and given to them for 2019 election, is 831,259,220,255 naira only. While the total environment from the 2018 budget, which was allocated, is 242,245,050,100 naira only. Carried. Leader.
Mr. Chairman, colleagues, I here move that the House debate to plenary for progress.
Rules is.
Mr. Chairman, I do second the motion. I will get back to plenary.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. House hereby reports to plenary to report progress. Honorable colleagues, the House and the Committee of Supply considered the report of the Committee on Appropriations and the Environment Supplementary Budget for Independent National Electoral Commission and security agencies for the conduct of the 2019 general elections, and approve the report as presented. Leader, move for adoption of the report.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I rise to move a motion for the adoption of the report, progress report as so reported. As so moved.
Rules of business.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. So now move to page 4 of the other paper. No, it's not page 4. Okay, it's page 4. Consideration of reports. Yes. So we'll move to consideration of reports. 6th order of the day is consideration of 5 reports of the Committee on Public Petitions. Honorable Uzoma Nkem Bonta will move for the consideration of the reports.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain from my position. Mr. Speaker, may I move that the report of the Committee on Public Petition contained in Article 26, 7, 8, and 9 be considered as so moved, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Abanta, have you moved for the consideration of all the reports? Let's take them at once, please.
I did so, Mr. Speaker. Absolutely.
Done it.
Just but one.
Moving for 4.
I did so. I said the item 6, 7, 8, and 9. So while dropping 10 for some technical, which is not a report. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Zapanaya.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues. My name is Afanaya Disalo. I represent Abuja Municipality Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from FCT. I read to support the motion as a little moved by the friend, Right Honorable Abonta. As a second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Leader, you move that will resolve into committee of the whole to consider the report.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I hereby move that the House dissolves the committee of the whole to consider the report. As so.
Rules of business.
Mr. Speaker, I second that the House resolves into the committee of the whole to consider the reports.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. House hereby reverts to resolve into committee of the whole to consider the reports.
Honorable colleagues, the first report to be considered is the report of the House Committee on Public Petition on the petition by D&K Golden City Investment Limited against the Director General, Chief Executive, Standard Organization of Nigeria (SON) on the refusal of the management of SON to comply with the order of the Federal High Court of 27th February 2011 and 8th December 2014 in suit number FHC AWK/CS/37/2011 and number 1269/2014
and also for the non-release of the factory products and machineries belonging to the company seized by the management of SON, and counter-petition by Ejike Mewa Okeke and Co. on behalf of the Vine Morris Links Limited against the Anke Golden City Investment Limited on the alleged infringement on the registered trademark Toko TMN number 5444 in Class 8 and registered design T709N and 702 by Benjamin Ugochukwu Waizu, owner of the Anke Golden City Investment Limited, as consolidated. And I invite the Chairman's Committee on Public Petition to speak to the report.
Thank you, Chairman. I remain the Chairman, petition by a manufacturer called B&K Golden City Investment against some, while the matter of union had been joined up by another distributor also of local products. We went into the matter. Some had made seizures of a lot of production of by B&K. It turned out to be the finalizing that it was not the quality but the issue of trademark. Who owns trademark local company will resolve the issue in their committee as to who owns it and ask them to also comply with the court orders that have asked some to release some products as the seizure was not in compliance with the authority setting it up. They are to look into substandard and all whatnot and not trademark matter. Trademark also be resolved and agreement features that which compliance have substantially been done. Therefore, we came with this item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 resolutions that can supplement the
Thank you, Chairman. The report has 8 recommendations. We will now go ahead to consider recommendation. Recommendation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next report to be considered is still that of the House Committee on Public Petition on the petition by DDC Ogonaya Akuru against the Federal Road Safety Commission on non-promotion after several years of service on the same rank. And I invite the Chairman of the House Committee on Public Petition to speak to the report.
The same appearance is a petition by a member of the safety who feels the council that has not been promoted over a long while in spite of his efforts in the commission. He looked at the merits of it and the claim of the resolution contained the other paper, urging the committee to put the needful. Thank you.
The report has one recommendation: urge the Commercial General of the Federal Road Safety Commission to restore the rank of DCGC Ogbonaya Akuru from Assistant Corps Commander to Deputy Corps Commander and also to ensure that he features in the next promoter interview. Approved. The next report to be considered is that of the House Committee on Public Petition on report of the House Committee on Public Petition on the petition by Onyeme Ejime Paul against Federal Judicial Service Commission for job reinstatement, and I invite the Chairman of the House Committee on Public Petition to speak to the report.
Thank you, Chairman. This is a pathetic petition also against the Judicial Service Commission that you also see that justice is done. The forward of this petition that the young man had gone to school and graduated and presented his certificates to the commission in question. But the commission had gone to verify his certificate whether it was authentic or not, and they wrote to the school for certification. The school had contracted such certification to income earning agent, so that any inquiry that didn't come from that agent would be answered. So the school now referred the commission saying, no, we can't stay on this. We have consigned this to an agent. If you pay some fee, he will tell you whether what you're asking is true or not. Therefore, the commissioner came back, said the young man did not give them authentic what to refer them to where they couldn't get the result. He came here. When we now wrote the school and all what not, it was very, very clear that he had some exam passed and the certificate he tendered was delayed. His only offense, according to the judicial matter, was that the school refused to confirmation. Meanwhile, the school said, no, go to social agent where you pay some fee and then the man will now do that. What you think is also wrong. The school should be able to satisfy you from if you have passed because we want to require you to get that agent for income earning. Meanwhile, the commission now sacked him and moved him. Said, no, now that the subject matter you are sure he passed, he sat and so on, restore him and restore everything. That is the decision of justice. Therefore, urge this house to abide by this commission as that's the only meeting point of justice in this matter. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman of the committee. It is recommended that the House urge the Federal Judicial Service Commission to reinstate the petitioner back and all areas of salaries from February 2013 to date be paid, promotion to the next grade level if any was missed during this period. Approved. Finally, for today, still the report of the House Committee on Public Petition on the petition by Ume Gabriel U against the Federal Medical Center, Kefi, Nasarawa State, on the wrongful, oppressive, unjustifiable, and unlawful stoppage of his salary while employment is still subsisting. And I invite the Chairman of the House Committee on Public Petition to speak the report.
Thank you, Chairman. This is also a decision from a staff of the Federal Medical Center for some administrative lapses. We had an issue with them, and the matter was also taken to the minister of the ministerial instructions and guidelines on it. The director also being satisfied also refused to do the needful. He came on petition here and looked at the matter and felt that the minister was also very right in asking them to do the needful restoring from the totality of the matter. There's nothing that warrants the arbitrariness of the wrongful and oppressive stoppage of salaries. So it was stopped that the petition has been using the chairman to allow you to go through a lot of operations in manifest in the civil service. In fact, I see another problem in the civil service issues. So therefore, urge the House to uphold the recommendation of the Honorable Minister of State in the matter. I have two recommendations and instruct them and all of them.
The report has two recommendations. The first recommendation is uphold the recommendation of the Honorable Minister of State for Health by directing the Medical Director of Federal Medical Center, Kefi, to restore the salary of the said Ume Gabriel Uyu and pay all the salary arrears, entitlements, and benefits. Gary, there is a slight amendment on the second recommendation. It has to be the ministry, not the permanent secretary. Chairman, can you locate what I've just amended? Chairman, instead of beating about the bush, let's just substitute the word permanent secretary for the Ministry of Health. So that's it. So it is amended accordingly that the ministry should transfer Ume Gabriel U to another federal medical center so as to avoid further victimization on him by the management of the medical center, Kefi. Approved.
medical centers have no condition of service and mode of recruitment. They don't recruit and transfer. They do not have that license. So if we pass this recommendation, we may have problem in implementation. Yes, that's
And as Committee on Public Petition, can you answer the observation? I know he's said this based on his experience as a former chairman of Federal Character Committee, and I know he must have done an extensive job in that area, especially when he was speaking for who and who was employed and not employed. So, Chairman, do they do inter-transfer between the ministry and the medical centers?
Thank you, Chairman.
All member who raised the objection ought to be a very, very resourceful person in this public petition. Because also this, I don't doubt from what of experience of federal cars that he would thought, being a federal general center, that they have a central control. So if what he says is not correct, then therefore we cannot ask for his damage.
Before we accede to your request, who now controls federal medical centers?
They are self-accounting. They have governing board for every institution for the purpose of this plan and recruitment. Every medical center has a constituted board of authority, governing council.
Thank you very much for that illuminating contribution. That shows the first recommendation is sufficient for this report. So we delete second recommendation. So approved. So second recommendation deleted accordingly. Leader.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, I hereby move that the House revert to plenary to report progress.
And rules and business.
Chairman, I do second the motion.
The House hereby reverts back to plenary to report progress. Honorable colleagues, the House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Public Petition on the petition by D&K Golden City Investment Limited against Director General Chief Executive Standards Organization of Nigeria (SON) on refusal of the management of SON to comply with the orders of the Federal High Court of 27 February 2011 and December 2014 in suit number FHC AWK/CS/37/2011 and number 1269/2014, and also for the non-release of the factory products and machineries belonging to the company seized by the management of SON and approved the 8th recommendation therein. The House equally in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Public Petition on the petition by DCC Ogbonaya Akuru against the Federal Road Safety Commission on non-promotion after several years of service on the same rank and approved the only recommendation in the report. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Public Petitions on the petition by Oyeme Ijime Paul against the Federal Judicial Service Commission for job reinstatement and approved the only recommendation in the report. The House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Public Petitions on the petition by Yume Gabriel Yu against the Federal Medical Center Kefi, Nasarawa State on the wrongful, oppressive and non-justifiable stoppage of his salary while his employment is still subsisting, and approved recommendation 1 and rejected recommendation 2. Leader.
Speaker, respected colleagues, I hereby move that the House to adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole as illustrated by the Chair. As so moved.
Chairman, Rules and Business.
Mr. Speaker, I do second the motion for adoption.
Those in favor of the motion that the report considered in the committee of the whole be adopted, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I here move that the House will adjourn to tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, November 7th, 11 a.m. As so moved.
Chairman, rules and business.
Mr. Speaker, I do second the motion for adjournment of the House. I so second.
The House stands adjourned to Wednesday, 7th of November 2018, 11 a.m.